Hello everyone, welcome back to Island Renovation. This is episode 5, I believe, I think, possibly. And today, I want to do our first project in the plains. So last episode, we were all the way over there in the Pale Garden, and you'll see there's a couple things that I've added. I'll get to that, okay? I'll get to that. And I was thinking maybe it could be cool for like a big cluster of episodes to be focused in one area of this island. So maybe it'd be easier to track the progress, but I thought about it a little more, and I didn't want people who maybe weren't as interested in progress in a certain area to have to wait for that spot to be done for me to move on to another area. For example, if people aren't loving the progress that I'm making in the Pale Garden, and they really want to see stuff happening in the plains, I don't want them to wait weeks for me to finish the progress in the Pale Garden for me to finally start here. So, today, we're going to be doing our first plains project. And the thing that I want to do here is a pretty big project. If you look here, we have some weird shaped hills here, and it looks like they could have been, a long time ago connected and then over time split up by just natural causes. I thought maybe it could be cool to restore it back to its full mountainy look. Get rid of this, or at least cover up this aquifer right here, and then build this mountain around to connect back to here, and then same over here. That could be really cool. Now, in order to do that, I'm going to need a lot of materials. This is nowhere near enough. So, the first thing that I'm going to do is actually make an outline of this mountain, and then harvest all the materials inside that we wouldn't be seeing from the outside. Now, I want something like this going all the way around it, this little lower flat area of grass. I want it to go around the entire mountain, so we might want to start around here. And I've built plenty of mountains in my days, so I am very familiar with this sort of building process. It takes a lot of trial and error, especially when it comes to the planning phase right at the beginning. It's really hard to figure out the shape that you want. I want this grassy area to kind of connect over to this one right here. Maybe, actually, I might want it to connect over here. And we can have an area like this, a little more flat. Yeah, let's do that. And in order to do that, I'm gonna need to maybe have it start around here. And I'm gonna be building this pretty flat, so I'm not gonna add any terrain details like that yet. I will when it's necessary. Before I go home, I actually want to show you what those structures in the Pale Garden were. So if I go up this hill, the greenhouse is right there, it's not too far, and I go over to these little buildings. They're very interesting looking. I tried to make the glass up there look like creaking eyes. It's kind of hard to do when you have very limited space. But down here I've actually made a little resin farm, and it is very much player input required. This is not automatic. I have to go around and hit each one of them. This is the sort of farm where I would use it if I need resin at the moment. This is not the kind of thing where I could just AFK whenever I have a little bit of spare time, because this does not yield a lot of resources because it takes a lot of time. But I think it looks nice. I don't really have very many uses for resin right now other than this decoration. I think it looks nice. So until I make an automatic farm, I thought this would be nice to have. We are in a Pale Garden, so I thought it was fitting to have a resin farm somewhere in here. But the main reason for making it, I really just wanted to add some more structures in here. So having these tall, really weird looking buildings of different sizes, I think looks really cool, especially if we go over here. They kind of peek out through the trees, just like the greenhouse. I think it's cool. And if you're wondering why I didn't put the building process of that in an episode, it just didn't feel like there was much needed to be put into an episode. I don't know. It's hard to explain. It didn't feel like I made any progress, especially with something like that where I'm probably not going to use it very often. I guess now would also be a good time to say that we have updated to 1.21.5, the Spring to Life drop. I'm so excited to use these new blocks, and actually, let's bone meal some firefly bushes because I want to put them around here, especially in these sandy areas. These walls are not going to come up this high over here. It's more going to be in that area right there, because here we have a more flat place. And then this is kind of when it starts to go up. So this part would actually continue the flat area. Okay, now with this flat area, I want the majority of it to kind of end here. So we're going to go around in the same shape pretty much and just make this top layer. And then this area here, the kind of in between, we're going to bring it up to this layer and hopefully it'll look good. Okay, this second line has been built. So we are going to connect it up, and then around here, this is going to be another little curve, and this is going to go up to this level. Okay, for the most part, this area is done, although I did run out of dirt and grass, so we're going to have to harvest a little. But like I said, we're going to harvest the inside of this area, so this entire part right here is going to be covered, so I can take all this grass. Okay, here's where we're at, and this is kind of where the start of the mountain's going to be. So this is kind of going to go around like this, and then curve a little bit. It's really hard to explain. Once I start building with stone, you'll kind of start seeing where it's all going to go. But here's the general idea of the size of it, at least this way. And then over here, I'm going to have to clear some trees. This one's pretty straightforward. There's not going to be too much of a curve, but it's going to go from that area over to there. Okay, it doesn't look like a lot, but if I go around the side, you'll see that I have actually made quite a bit of progress. I've taken out all the dirt and grass in this area, and I have them all in those chests, and I built this place up. So this area kind of has like a little inset because I want to add a little waterfall there and have it coming down, and I want to get rid of this one. I think it would be really cool to have a waterfall maybe lead off into the water, into the ocean. That could look cool. It depends on how odd it would look having that long of a little water way. But that's what we have so far. I'm going to build up the rest of this, and then I'm also about to put the layout for this side of the mountain. I've cleared out a lot of the trees, and it's kind of going to go from here to about there. It's going to be a really weird curve, but I think I can make it work. I think that looks pretty good. Yeah, this area is going to have to be a little more curved. It's kind of a little too straight. But other than that, I think it'll look pretty good. And here we have it. We have a mountain, guys. We have a fully man-made, well, I guess not fully, mostly man-made mountain. I've got a couple things left to do. I need to add more stone areas in this. It is very much just dirt and grass on this side. But if we go over to the other side, or I guess the front side, you'll see that there's a ton of stone over here. And that I kind of wanted it to be more grass over there and more stone over here, just so it could seem more like a cliff. The only critique I have with this is that this all looks pretty naturally formed. I'm actually gonna put some grass over here because that is not gonna spread. This all looks like something you would find naturally generated until you get to this side, which kind of looks like a cake. It looks like the frosting on a cake. And I love these types of builds. I love this kind of terrain. I love building like this. And I think the area right over here also looks cool with this like stone kind of going over. But it just doesn't match the rest, if that makes sense. So we're going to change it one more time. I think there's a hole over here that I need to patch up. I'm actually going to replace all of this with dirt and grass. And then we're going to go back through and make it look more like the other side. And now that we have that done, I need to just change this top part. And I think the easiest way to do that is just to copy this same pattern, but bring it in so that it is on the same, part of the wall as the stone instead of sticking out by one block. Which might be easier said than done. Maybe, just maybe, we should just take this part down and then slowly replace the stone. Okay, I've tore it down and it looks very bad. So now, we have to make it look very good. I think it looks a lot better. And the other one didn't look bad, but it did not match the rest of this mountain at all. And I say mountain, it's more of a hill. But we're going to call it a mountain because it makes me look cooler. Yeah, it definitely matches this side perfectly. I love the waterfall here. I want to make... So I have other plans for this area that I'm not going to share quite yet. But maybe soon we'll get a start on that. And it's going to make this area look a lot nicer and a lot prettier. Speaking of prettier, the next step in this is actually bone mealing this area and adding actual grass like that. Or I guess first would be adding stone. I think it's really funny how you can see what I've built. Actually, there's a funny biome border right here, which actually marks exactly where I started building almost. If we go underneath, it starts right here and the biome changes there. And you can see all the areas that don't have grass on top of the blocks. This is all stuff that I've built. If I go underneath, it just looks so weird. I have to light up these walls because there are a ton of mobs. But just, I don't know, it's weird looking at it without the grass. It looks so bland. I built a mountain on the Madness SMP and I never added grass or trees or anything like that. And it just kind of stayed like this and it looked odd. It didn't even have the stone here. It was all grass. And it was fine, but looking at this already looks so much better. And figuring out where to put this stone is actually really difficult because you don't want to make it look like it's coming out too close to the grass, but in places like this, it's kind of necessary. It's really weird. Like if I added more, I think I could put some there, but if I added some here, it would kind of look a little too much like a pattern and it would look odd. You can already see the fireflies just going around our little starter home. Speaking of which, where do I want my home to be? Also, from here, it looks so bad. Honestly, it looks really, really bad without all of the details. I should probably get some saplings as well. I want to extend this path. I want to have it go around, a bridge there, around over here, and I want it to go up the mountain around there. I kind of want it to spiral. I might have it go pretty long like that. And then I want lights along that. So there's less light in the wilderness where there's going to be more trees and more light along the path. So it adds more of a focal point to this. So you're not seeing just a lit up mess of torches. Okay, now the trees that I want to use are birch. I'm actually going to leave one in there. And oak. I've also been stalling working on this episode because I really want the replay mod to come out for 1.21.5, but it just hasn't. And I don't want to go any longer without posting an episode. So I'm just going to have to do this without it. But just imagine a really nice cinematic with really lovely music of me planting all of these trees. And it's going to be nice for y'all and it's not going to be nice for me because this is going to take a long time. Okay, little intermission between mountain building and everything else because I don't have enough bone meal to grow the foliage around this. Oh, I don't have enough bone meal to grow the foliage around the mountain. So, underneath our swamp is a skeleton spawner. Now, please ignore my voice. I've been putting off this video for a couple months for so many reasons, and then I got sick, and then I got better, and now my voice is gone. So I am trying to sound normal, but I can't postpone this for any longer. I don't have a choice. So I'm going to waste no time. We are going to get started on the skeleton spawner right now, and hopefully we can get it done in a reasonable amount of time so I can get back to this mountain. It's so beautiful. Oh my gosh, and that water, the little water stream going down from the mountain is so cute. I'm very proud of that. Now, I haven't recorded at least my voice in about 2 months. I've been sick. I've been very sick. I don't know what's wrong with me, and I'm still trying to figure it out. But in the little moment that I have where my voice sounds normal, I'm going to take that opportunity to record a little bit. So hopefully I can get this video out for y'all. Just to put into perspective, this was supposed to be a celebrate the new game drop update. Yeah, new spring to life. It's June 4th, and they just announced the name of the second game drop of the year. So, a little bit late for that. But you know what? Next episode, maybe we'll get the happy gas. We'll see. If we go down here, you will see, and I have explained this in the time lapse, so it's really nothing new to y'all. But in a way, it is. This is our skeleton farm, and it's very simple. This room decor is very simple, but it works, and that's really all that matters. You can watch the skeleton spawn. Okay, there's, come on, guys. Could really use a batch of skeletons right now. Okay, we're not getting that, so thank you. Oh, so now we have a lovely batch of skeletons that we can take their bones from. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I want to add a little filter down behind this that will get rid of all of our chest plates and helmets and bows and stuff like that. But first, I kind of want to collect some of these bows so I can actually make one for myself, because I don't really have a good bow to use, so, If I add a trapdoor here, I think that will help keep all of the drops inside. Hopefully, maybe. I guess we'll see in a second. Oh, there's some skeletons. As you can see, I have yet to light up any caves, really. There's this one that I sort of did, and that one. Other than that, there is a ton of darkness, so we're going to have to fix that up. There we go. Yeah, all the drops are staying in there. That's good. Alright, now what is the reason for this beautiful mountain, you ask? I'm so glad you asked that, because I've got a great reason. You're not a cow. If you go along this beautiful path that I've made over to the mountain, and I love all the details that I've added once you get out of the spruce forest and into the oak and birch forest, you can see the wildflowers starting to generate underneath these trees. Very, very cute. I was very specific with how I decorated this place. The birch trees, other than over there, the birch trees have the wildflowers underneath and all the oak trees have fallen leaves. Very nice. There's a very odd looking bridge, but 3-block bridges were not that easy to make, so that's what we're stuck with. The light fixtures are very cute. I love those. And the inside of this place is very menacing, along with that guy who turned into a zombie villager. Over at this bridge over here, I've decided to make it from a fallen tree. This was obviously not there before. None of this was there before. And I want to put a couple lily pads to get to that walkway up, because that is really the only way to get to the top of this mountain. And this mountain is going to be used as the centerpiece or the main focus of a village that I'm going to be building. This is a really depressing start of a little waterfall. Wow, that's sad. Anyways, yeah, we're going to have a little village here. It's going to be really pretty. There's going to be buildings all along this area. I think this entire plains area, kind of curving along into the forest and then wrapping around, is going to be a whole village. I don't really know where it's going to end, but just imagine this front area at least. That's why I didn't make a forest on this side, and we're probably going to tear down some of these trees that I planted as well. But next episode is going to be the start of a really big project that's going to span over probably like 10 episodes. I'm going to have a ton of things to make in this village. But yeah, I wanted this mountain to kind of be the meeting spot. I want a little building over here, maybe like a really small, maybe fountain or a town hall. I don't have too much space to work with up here. I also have to get rid of these leaves. That's ugly. But this is going to be kind of the main meeting space, and the way they would get up is with this path right here. The last thing that I wanted to show off before I end this episode, and honestly I don't really remember what all has been put into this episode. I don't know how long it's going to be, but I am so sick and tired of working on this one single episode. So this is the last thing. I'm gonna put it out. I don't care what's been done. I just want to work on the next one. This little pond up there that I've made, it goes down under both of these bridges, and you'll see if you follow the little path of lightning bug firefly bushes, it goes all the way down under another little set of trees. It's actually really fun to swim down. If there was more space, I would totally get a boat. There's a little tree in the middle of it, which is pretty cute. I'm gonna get away from those zombies as fast as I can. Please stop. Oh my gosh. And it leads you into the main river that leads out into the oceans, which I'm really excited for y'all to see what I have planned for this area. But that is for a much later time. For now, though, I am gonna go ahead and leave this episode here. Again, I just want to get it over with. I want to get this out. Oh! I'm so sorry. No, I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. It's a war zone. Guys, it's a war zone. Oh my gosh. There we go, and I'll end it right here. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I know it's been way too long, but oh, okay. I didn't really have a choice. I've been sick for a million years. There was nothing I could do about it. I was trying. But thank you guys so much for watching. Next episode is going to come out a lot quicker. I know we're very late, but thanks for celebrating the Spring to Life drop. Hopefully the Chase the Skies drop comes out soon. I'm very excited to get some happy gas roaming around in here. I think they would look pretty cute in the Pale Garden. Or maybe we'll make another spot for them, I don't know. But thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like. That would be appreciated. Comment what you think about the mountain. I think it's very, 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 very pretty. I love the details that I put into it. I've built plenty of mountains before, but nothing really like this. I kind of went more for scale and less on detail, and this time I did the opposite. So, I like it. I do need to move that cow pen though. It's literally right in the middle of this path. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Please please subscribe if you haven't already. That would be appreciated. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye.